Hi, welcome to the coaching game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and look who's here with me. Terry
Oh
Yoffe.
boy, Terry Yoffe and coaches creating change for our what year?
Our 225, 2025 year, but our second show. Wow, okay.
I meant how long have we been doing
Oh my
this?
gosh, it seems like forever, but fun. So the time kind of slips by. I
Time
don't know.
flies
I'm gonna say
a long time
at least 5 years, maybe. Yeah.
or more or
Yeah,
more.
I think you might be right.
Much more,
We should
much
keep
more.
track of that, but show up. We
We
just show up
should.
every month and talk to each other, and it's kind of cool.
That's right. That
Kind of
and
works
to
out.
everyone here.
Yes, yes. So we were thinking it's February and it's cold, and we've all had our jump start in January. And we were thinking, I'm thinking, I don't know what Terry's thinking. I'm thinking, I want to slow down a little. I want to go with the weather. I want to stay inside. I want to be warm. I don't want to get crazy and be running all around outside right now. And so we were thinking, what are the consequences of that? How do you do it? Should you do it? All kinds of stuff. So that's kind of our topic today. Just how do you slow down? And can we say, how do you prevent burnout? I don't know. I don't want to get burned out in February.
Oh my
November,
goodness.
maybe, but February, too early.
I'm already burned out. um, and the other side of the coin is how do you work harder and smarter
Yeah, yeah.
so you don't get burned out and yet slow down where you need to.
Yes, yes. All of those are questions that we're going to explore because I'm not sure we have the definitive answer to that. But
Nah, 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 nah. We
where do you
certainly
stand on
don't.
slowing down at this point? And then I'll tell you where I stand. How do you feel? Are you just revving up, or are you just like, "Ooh, okay, enough?"
Um, I'm not slowing down.
Hmm.
I'm I'm shifting gears a little bit. I'm figuring out how to do everything I want to do this year and yet not have it be a burnout.
Okay.
Right. Uh, this weekend, I had to do a podcast and I decided to change my intro. And it took 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday, to really get it where I wanted to have it be. So that was a burnout for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and I think about how many of us want to keep going and increasing, yet want to make time for other things.
Let me ask you then, okay, if you had a burnout, and what would you do over? What would you do differently to make sure you don't burn out on next time?
It was more about my new intro. That was the kicker for me. I was testing the waters on how do I change that. The podcast itself wasn't a big issue.
Mhm.
So this was out of the ordinary. But, or however, other than going to brunch yesterday, I worked both days and finished it last night to get
Wow.
it out the door. And I've still got a piece I've got to work on. So this was a little bit of a not a once in a blue moon type.
Mm.
And as I move forward, because I am going to be doing some new things, how do I do them in stride, right? And not get stressed or anxious, which is definitely not good for me
Yeah.
or
So that
anybody.
they don't take 3 days. Yes.
Right, right,
How can you
right.
do that? Okay, so one tip is efficiency, whatever that means to you and how you bring that about. Where I stand is
Mm-mm.
I want to. and you said something that kind of hit home. I want to I want to fill my time with things that I want to do, things that are fun, things that I'm going to learn from. I don't want to keep doing I mean, I'm grateful for everything that I am doing. I'm very happy that I can still do everything that I want, but I don't want to keep doing things that are kind of rote, that just I don't have to think about, that it's kind of out of my left pocket. I want it to really have meaning, and I want to be conscious of all the time that whatever I'm doing is taking and enjoy it. However that might be. And I don't know if you can do that with your speech or not your speech, your intro. Um, I don't know if you can find a way to enjoy that, but that would be if I were going to do an intro, it would be like, okay, I want this to be fun, and then I know it's going to be a long job. And I
Uh-huh.
don't like it, but I want it to be fun. So that's kind of where I am. And then to counteract that, when I slow down, I feel guilty. It's like, oh,
Mm,
you could be doing more. Why are you slowing
uh,
down? Right? So it's like yin and yang and back and forth and sanity and insanity. So that's the dilemma. That's my February dilemma, which is not a bad dilemma, but it could be I'd be have nothing to do, and that would make me really crazy. But yeah, so I don't know if people are I don't know if people are in that state, or I'm not sure what state it is, but I think it's called fulfillment, and I think that's appropriate for any time that you're doing anything. So yeah.
so when you say slowing down, what does that mean exactly?
Slowing down means s- I think it means being more conscious, being more aware, being more yeah, I can go see this play and then I can do this and then I can fit in brunch and then it's like why don't you just go see the play and enjoy that? Why do you have to why do you stack? And oh, my calendar's I look at it and go, who did that? I know I did, but it's like if there's a minute, it's like, okay, I'm gonna fill it up. And slowing down means taking time to enjoy whatever I'm doing, each activity, maybe even devoting more time than I normally would to it. So that to me is slowing down rather than racing through. I got a to-do list that's always checked off.
Oh,
I mean, I'll check that baby off in a heartbeat, but it's like maybe leave a few blocks unchecked and just enjoy what you're doing. Yeah.
so is this, when you say enjoy what you're doing,
Mhm.
does that mean the work or the personal? Like for me, personal would be going out or so Friday is Valentine's Day, and I'm taking that entire day off, and Matt and I will spend the day together that I committed to.
Great. Wow. Now that's taking care of yourself. Cool.
So, we worked hard over the weekend and yesterday, and I got one more thing to get off my plate. Um, and then it's okay, what do I need to do next? And how can I? So it's like, how can you make each thing you do enjoyable? Whether it's the work wise or it's I'm going to go out and play in the snow wise.
Mhm. I like that because I think that might be another tip. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Whatever I'm doing, I want to enjoy it. I want to have passion about it. But I think also for us efficient people, and I know you and I are both that, it might be planning, taking time, making a day. Man, Valentine's Day is a great day to do it, whether you're by yourself or with someone. Taking time for yourself and planning, saying, okay, here's my calendar and I'm gonna block it off. And this is my time, whatever you want to do with that. So that might be a tip we were talking about how do you get everything done and still enjoy what you're doing. That could be a tip for that. It's like plan to make, a time for yourself. Um, yeah, for me, do I think it's a combo. I pretty much enjoy my personal life, but I think I'd like to bring that into my work life. It's like yeah, I just want to have fun. I just want everything to be fun and I want to be passionate about it, or I don't want to do it. I want because
Right.
I'm at a stage now with one of my projects. It's like I can do it. I can do it with my eyes shut. But I don't want to do it that way. I want to either not do it or I want to do it with so much passion that it's the best thing I can ever do. And that's kind of where it's like, and maybe that's what I'm talking about, slowing down and revving up and which one do I want to do? And how am I going to deal with the resultant, little nagging voices like, you could be doing this better, or you could not be doing this, just don't do it.
I
So,
think I think it's about picking and choosing
mhm,
and taking a look at, your coaching work, right? Or our coaching work, my podcast, um, or
mhm.
anything else I'm working on. How do you come to it with the same mindset as going to the theater or going out with friends? Or, how do you have this thread that no matter what you're doing, you come to it with the same energy? I haven't figured that out.
No, but I
However,
love the idea.
however, it's if you're not enjoying what you're doing,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, let's say coaching is a drag, or the some of the work you're doing isn't really what you want to be doing, then how do you cut it out? Because it's a signal. Okay, what do I need to take off my plate?
Yeah, yeah, okay, let's say coaching and you have a client that is a drag. When you finish with a client, you're so depressed and despondent and you really have to work yourself up. How do you, and I don't have the answer to this either, but how do you approach that with, so you get something out of it, you get some energizing. And I'm thinking maybe one thing is just to, um, plop it down and then look at it, turn it upside down and look at it in another manner. And rather than, oh God, I've got an hour and I've got to keep my spirits up because I know this person's going to be down. It's like, I don't know, maybe something, what would happen if I joined them? What would happen if I just allowed myself to go along with them and, not have to keep my spirits up there so high? I wouldn't be so exhausted afterwards. But how else could you look at your project, at what you're doing? Um, so that you can, or maybe add an aspect to it, like you kind of did with the podcast. So you're just like, okay, I'm doing a podcast. It's all cool, but I'm going to do a new intro. How can I make that exciting? How can I make that, 3 days of excitement? I don't know. That's a bit much.
Right,
How can
exactly.
how can I how can I make this different? How can I make it better? So maybe that's the secret too.
I I mean, when we talk about a client, if a client is pulling you down and dragging, maybe it's time to get rid of the client.
Exactly. Yeah.
If the client isn't willing to do the work and to come to the sessions learning something and growing from it, then maybe coaching isn't for them. I,
Good
I, I,
point. Yeah.
I, um, so I think as coaches, we can do so much. And if they don't hear, or they're not willing to hear, or, you either try to understand with them what's going on and what's with this, or you walk away. I had a new client recently that was really down, so negative, and he wondered why nothing was happening. And I finally had to put my foot down and really say, this may not be for you. All this negativity, where's it going to get you? certainly no doors opening when you keep stacking up all of these negative feelings and these anger and whatever. And I said, I want you to think about it. And he came back and we've started working in a different way.
Mhm.
So I think it's up to us to be honest with the client, say, hey, this isn't working for me.
Mm.
Um, what do you want to do about it? How do we shift gears?
Wow, you
So,
gave us three great alternatives, Terry. One is, hey, you got to go. You're driving me crazy. I can't do this. Two is, being honest and going, look, um, we need to reevaluate this situation and see what is it that you want to get out of it. And he or she may say, I don't know, that's why I'm here. And then, then it's up to you to decide where you want to go. But the third alternative is, and I think I would try this before I tried anything else. Yeah, I think I would try this before I tried anything, would be to say to myself, okay, this person's here for a reason. What am I going to learn? How am I going, and it may be you're going to learn that I can't take this client. I can't take people like this. Uh, I have nothing to offer them and they're not getting anything out of it. And that could be the learning lesson. But I think I would first try for the learning lesson, two for the honesty, and three, bye-bye. But I love those three alternatives. Yeah, which are maybe we can apply that to almost anything we're doing, you know?
right. Yeah, I think we have to look at our life
Mm,
and what do we want to put into it and what don't we want to put into it. Life itself has got some challenges for sure. The landscape we live in is changed. So, I mean, just take that for example. I don't listen to the news. I don't watch the news really. I know what's going on in the periphery, but I'm not going to let it interfere with my life and my positivity. So I don't really listen. Nothing that I'm going to learn other than negativity.
mm.
So, what we each have to take control of our lives. We have to stand in our own power. And we have to look at, because that just happened to me. And I was so unaware until it came up and I went, holy crap. Um, we give our power away to our friends, to our family, to our emotion, to the news.
Yes.
And somewhere you have to say, no, I'm keeping my power and I'm going to move forward with what's going to transform me and help me grow. That's my mantra for the year. I actually, in my intro for 2025, I didn't know it's the year of transformation and growth
Yeah.
with with the lunar year, and it was all about transformation and growth. When you've got all this coming in, there is no room for transformation and growth.
Definitely. I mean, if you're dealing with constant crisis and survival mode and whatever else you're dealing with, there is no room for growth. And I always said, growth is a luxury of those who can afford and not to be in survival mode because if you're going to put food on the table for your kids, it's coming first. You'd love to have a bigger life and know what it's all about, but your food's coming first. Your kids' food is coming first.
Right.
So it's a luxury, and you're making me see that we have that luxury, so don't fritter it away. I like the three principles that we just came up with, even for the news. It's like, how can you make the news fun? God knows you could laugh at a lot of stuff, especially now. How can you be honest and go, this is a little frightening, and I need to be honest with myself and say I need to take a part in making some of this change. Or you can say, I need a break. I need a break, which I think so many people are doing. And I can't, I have to say bye for now. I know what day it is. I know what the weather is. And basically I know what's going on, but I don't need to know the details.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so and I love those three principles. Like there are three techniques. I think, we can apply that to so many things. But so I don't know. Should we be distressed that we're dealing with this in February already, or is it a good sign that, we
I
want to move forward?
I think there's always a lesson in everything. And I think we each have to ask ourselves, what's the lesson in this, whatever the this is, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm.
I had knee surgery in October, in early October. And the pain for the first few weeks was excruciating. I had two meltdowns
Mm.
because the pain was so excruciating. And now going into my fourth month, and I walk without a cane, and it's not perfect, but I'm getting there. And I think what I learned is I'm tough. I'm tough. I went through it. Yes, I didn't like it. It was very painful and it really wore me down, but I'm resilient. I'm
Mm.
resilient. I went through it, and it is, if you've ever had knee replacement surgery, it is difficult. And I survived.
Here you are.
I survived. And you take something from that. And how do you want to show up? Yes, I was in pain for a while, but I went back to work, not right away. I couldn't. Um, but I did, probably sooner than I should have. And my knee's doing really, really well.
Good.
And I've taken care of it. I'm doing exercises. So there's always a learning. And even with this client, what are you learning
Mhm.
about you?
Oh yeah, not about them because
No.
they are who they are, but
Right.
that's the beauty of coaching. You get to help other people, but you cannot coach someone without coaching yourself. There's always discovery there, and it's like, oh, I have that tendency too. I'm gonna have to check that out when this session's over. Or, wow, why am I getting angry at what they're saying? What's coming up for
Ah,
me,
right,
And
right.
it's amazing that it's a profession where you can give and also get at the same time. Surprisingly, like what you said, what the crap? What's going on here? Um, yeah, so that's, I think, maybe, I don't know, maybe if we approach everything that we do with, what's the lesson here? What are we learning? What can we learn,
There's
Or
there's
how do we
always
want
a
to? Yeah,
there's always a lesson in
yeah,
everything. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
yeah. Ah,
And every we always cry boo hoo hoo, look what's happened to me. But
yeah.
there's, if you open up the lens and say, wow, what's the lesson here? What am I learning? I just had an epiphany 2 weeks ago that I realized somewhere along the way, as a young child, I gave up my power to my mother. And that was still there. And it got translated with an incident with my husband. And I realized I had given up my power and it didn't feel good. And we do that with everything, to the news, to what's going on. And we have to keep our power in check, that it has to be our power, not someone else's.
And we have to boost it up. We have to rebuild it. I mean, like if you have the client that's draining you, okay, if you want to hang in there and get the lessons and everything, but you have to surround yourself with other things that are going to infuse you with energy, that are going to inspire you, that are going to build you up, because life itself is going to take a little, a drain a bit out of you every time. But I think I have the topic for our next show. I love the transformation of words where you said uh oh, I forgot what you said about with what's the changes. Oh, what it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Okay, fantastic. One of my favorite transitions is when you go, oh, I have to do this. It's like, no, 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 I get to do this. You know?
I choose to do
Yes,
this.
yes, yes, yes. I get and I choose to do this. And so it just that little tweak might be the thing that's going to reframe your entire day, your entire whatever
Outlook.
week. Yeah, your entire outlook forever. Who knows? But so I like that. I think we should try to think of some more of those where we can switch up words
We
and
lots
everything.
of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. But for now, I think what we've kind of come up with is like the power is in your hands. You can decide if you're feeling down and out and bored and uninspired. It's in your hands, really. You can't sit around and wait for the doorbell to ring and somebody's going to go, here I am.
No,
And
you
so,
know, life isn't fair. Life just is.
yes.
Life just keeps going. Doesn't care, at all. It's just going along every day, and it's
Yeah.
not fair. You have to create your own piece of land called your life
Yes, yes.
on this crazy chessboard.
Absolutely. And it's a big relief kind of to think that one of my favorite sayings is, and I have it as a little tagline somewhere, it's like, wherever you go, bring your own sunshine. You can't, the sun, you don't know what the sun's going to do. Bring it
Right.
along and make it
Exactly.
the best of it,
It's
that you
the
can.
same thought process.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we've inspired ourselves to get through
Oh,
the second month here and
I hope we've inspired other people.
but at least you and I worked out. That's
Right,
good.
exactly.
And we will look forward to our next show
In March.
in March. I can't believe 2025 slipping away here. But I'm glad to be sharing it with you, Miss Yoffe.
Thank
So
you. Same here, my dear.
all right, I will
Have
see
a great day.
you too. See you next month.
Take care. Be well.
Bye-bye.